No, I got to lean in.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another recap for the Lean for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm here with Sammy and Danny, the Orange Bandits from New Jersey. But they ain't wearing orange today, and
Well,
the dress
that's
not
gonna be the
not on
next
this.
thing I review since it's about 19 months away.
You know what?
And that's gonna be the next thing I review since it's about 2 years away from happening.
Yes.
If they come back.
Sammy, it's been so long. First of all, how are you? I feel like I don't see you anymore.
Cortez, you froze.
I'm froze. Uh-oh. Wait, am I froze?
Not to me.
Maybe it was just me. It was frozen for me.
I was like, now wait a minute. I know I paid my bill. And I know I got good signal. So I'm like, wait, I froze. Okay, well, welcome back, Sam. You already giving low budget. But I feel like it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been great. It has been a while since I've been up here for Potomac. I've been a good little minute.
You ain't missed nothing, child. And you ain't missed nothing. That's why, if y'all wonder where we was last week, I decided we weren't doing no show because why? I enjoy doing this, right? But baby, Potomac has not given me anything this season. And
you know how you wear a robe when it's boring?
Yeah.
I feel like last week you would have had to been in the nude.
I was watching the robe. My robe is right here, but I said, you know what? It wasn't that bad this week.
It wasn't that great either, but
yeah, it wasn't that great either. But it is what it is. How you doing, Daddy?
I'm good. Tired but good. Sleepy.
Yeah, I'm a little sleepy too. But we're gonna get through this show so you can get your rest and I can get back to what it's Monday Night Raw. I gotta watch my wrestling.
You like my baby?
No, I know. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have this show still. Beverly Hills dropped their mid-season trailer today, so we still have that on Wednesdays. And then we're at part 2 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's reunion, airing this week. So that's actually the only, not only, but that's one of my favorite shows on right now that I'm actually watching is Salt Lake City. They really did the damn thing. So if you're not watching it, if you are watching it, check out our reviews on Thursdays. And we'll go from there. So we did not talk about last week's episode, so we'll just go over what's happening. I mean, essentially, it's a lot of damn lies going around here, lies, especially from Mia. A couple of things that happened in last week's episode was that the women were worried about Karen and this how she was so different, but like she was like, getting a little smaller and things like that. It was revealed that she's on Ozempic, or in this case, some ingredient that is inside of Ozempic.
She's taking it for pre-diabetes, where people take it for when they had that. She's taking it so she don't get it.
Correct. So that's that. Stacey is still on this journey of like maybe getting a mediator after her last conversation she had with the ladies. Apparently, it didn't help her at all because she wants to waive possibly getting child support, but is looking to get alimony. And the person that she speaks to that wasn't a mediator, was it? Who was that? That lady she was talking to. Y'all remember?
I think she was in a lawyer's office. She was
so whoever she was telling her, why do you want to waive, child support, but you want alimony? And I think the lady posed a great question. She's basically was like, why do you want to do that? Like, how do you know? Because Stacey says that he always assured to her that he would take care of Arabella, whatever her name is. Is it Arabella? Arabella.
I want it the other way around.
Stacey, you can't be this naive and this dumb. I mean, yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. To add to that, TJ wants Stacey to tell her husband and Arabella who he is to her. She's like, a little apprehensive about it, but then he understands why. And then we find out that from G in the conversation between her and Ray that he never took the kids. He still has custody of the kids. And when they were in Panama, the story that she told about her kids being missing and things like that, that's not necessarily what happened. Basically, it was all a lie. Per G, G to everybody else, the way that Mia paints him, he has all these manic episodes and he's just out of his mind, right? But he's saying that's not the case and blah blah blah, right? So then to finish out this episode, they have Ashley's drag show. Ashley T.O.P. is tons of
Punani.
She's a drag king now, from TikTok star to drag king. And at the drag show, Sheila's there, my girl Sheila. She comes in and she wants to be very masculine, and she seeked out a little help to.
She's the top.
She's a top. She's a top. We love tops. Some of us love tops. We love tops, right? So hey, we got one more top in the world, and it's Ashley Darby.
Michael.
You know what? Now, what happened at this event, which brings us into the current episode, was that Karen found out information from Ray that was given to him from G, and tells Giselle that everything was a lie. Karen, confronts Mia about it, and Giselle too, and that's how we get to this week's episode, because it was a continuation. So, any thoughts on anything that happened before this moment? Whether it be TJ, Stacy and her advice or whatever, alimony, Karen being on Ozempic, and just the conversation that Ray and G had, revealing that maybe Mia was not telling the entire truth. Anything about that?
I do wonder if TJ's reason for not being sexual with Stacy is because he feels like she's hiding him. I wonder if that's his real reason. That
would be a cop-out reason, I feel like.
My thing is, what is she hiding? You have told her you have told everybody you're just friends. When you was at Karen's pool party with the mermaids thing, you said that it was correct in saying that you were just friends with her, that y'all were not an item. So what is she hiding?
She hiding him. She's hiding.
What is there to show up? I don't show off everybody that become my friend. Remember saying no new friends.
I don't see an issue with it, because I don't. Hello, first of all.
Yeah, and they on TV.
They on TV. So yeah, there's nothing to hide. I get, wanting to be known who you are in someone's life, but the way he tried to spin it, it was like, well, I think you telling them who I am will help you. I don't think, no, it will help you, sir.
But extra in another TV show.
Right. He tried to spin. I'm like, no, TJ, I think it will help you actually, because she's okay. I don't think she ain't okay with it that they're not having sex. Outside of that, she don't care about everything else. She's okay with it, especially
if he would have hugged her and it was good, she might have shouted his name from the rooftop.
Right. Give him some of that meat. Give her some of that meat. Maybe she will go ahead and tell everybody, Stop holding it back. Not you making that face. I think it may be some good meat. I don't know. I ain't.
Sean said at the bottom too. I wouldn't be announcing shit yet until the mediation over. You ain't gonna mess up.
That's true. That's very true. That's another reason I would say that too. I would agree. But this will come up again in the next episode. So, any final thoughts about this at all? If I move forward to the actual episode from last night. All right. So the continuation of the drag show. So they step outside, and Karen says to her, I talked to Ray, who talked to G, and we found out that that Jeremiah is your child. I'm sorry, is G's son. Like, you already know this. And so Mia goes in this spiel about how, she only found out a week ago. And because basically Giselle and Karen feel like, that they should have told, like she should have told them, because, she's kind of been giving them, honestly, progress about her relationship with G and E since the beginning of the season. Every time they meet up, she's confiding into them and things like that. So I guess not that it's into their business, but she has been openly involving them in the business, right? And so Jacqueline slips out and says that, the paternity test was done. I guess she found out 2 days ago, but I think Mia said a week ago. But Jacqueline says she even says that it was an at-home paternity test. And so everybody's looking all crazy or whatever. Stacy and honestly Kiana do not like necessarily what is happening. And personally, I'm just like, Stacy, you don't like what she's doing. But technically, Mia did the same thing to Karen earlier when she brought up, though, her actual whatever the charges were, and was all those things when they were at the little Indies trip. She did the same thing. So it's like, okay. But nonetheless, she doesn't see it that way. Kay doesn't like it. Stacey doesn't like it. Mia storms off and tries to leave. And Stacey's telling her, like, I don't think you should leave. I think you should go in and clear it up. They're saying you're lying. So go in there and tell them the truth. Mia saying, I don't owe them anything. Like, this is my relationship. This is my kids. Like, I don't owe them anything. Meanwhile, Karen is looking at Stacey sideways because she's over there talking, confiding, comforting Mia, who just basically in the middle of the argument said that, I think she said that Karen was spreading her. She was doing something, basically having sex with people. What did she say? I can't think of what the actual comment it was, but something that's a typical
with the blonde hair, blue eyes, and all that crap.
Typical Mia response. I noticed that every time she goes, she always trying to say somebody's cheating and somebody's doing this and being a hoe and thought. And it's like, girl, Mia, you are holding a mirror up, if anything. As if that's not your life now, you were once before. So stop trying to make people out.
You are Miss Thoughtlandia.
Thoughts and all these things, like, stop. But basically, yes, Karen is definitely getting her lick back, even though she says in her confession that she's not. This is not a vindictive moment. I'm like, Karen, girl, yes, it is. It clearly is vindictive. And while Stacey is talking to what's her name, Mia, Wendy goes over here to conversation and even questions Stacey, like, what are you doing? Like, whose side are you on here? Is Karen your friend, not your friend? So I'll stop there. Gets you guys is thought. Actually, no, I'll continue real quick. Ashley's performance happens shortly after that. She pulls Karen on stage. Ashley, her boob, she had a nice boob job. I will say her breast looked pretty good to me. I thought. She gives her performance. I thought it's supposed to be a drag king. Right. Most drag kings give the essence of a man, and I think us on this floor know drag very well. And I don't know what that was, but hey, she had a great time, and kudos to her for doing that. But they fill her in, and Ashley, if anything, is more upset that she missed out on what the hell happened. Because usually, if you never noticed, Ashley always misses out on things that happen within the group, big things, but she always also has an opinion. And this is no different here, right? So I'll stop there and get y'all thoughts. Start with you, Sammy.
Stacey, I didn't get at Stacey's issue because I know in the confessional she was saying that you have an issue about the kid or something, you take it to the mother. But Mia and Giselle just had a whole different situation when Mia brought up Giselle's kids. I don't remember Stacey having such a big feeling when it came to that. So I don't know. It was weird to see her kind of side with Mia on that and her reasoning as to why. As far as Ashley, it didn't get drag queen. It was just Ashley in another bad wig, in my opinion. It was like an Elvis Presley cosplay. I just wasn't. The only good thing about it was she had a nice boob job. But other than that, I was thinking y'all could have really scrapped this and gave us something else. Because I wasn't feeling Ashley in her little drag king performance.
Baby. Danny?
I think the only thing I liked about the performance was that it was nice seeing everybody enjoy themselves, laughing and stuff. Like, you could tell everybody was genuinely entertained and having a good time. Mm-hmm. Even Ashley's mama, her uncle looked a little embarrassed, but but she also picked the right person to go up on that stage with her. Karen was the right one. I don't have nothing for the other stuff because Sammy hit it on the head. Stacey wasn't upset about Mia bringing up, Giselle's daughters. So I don't see.
I forgot about that. And I remember when Mia was talking about when they were on the birthday trip and Mia was bringing up those stuff to Stacey that Stacey didn't know, and she went directly to Karen. I remember applauding her, being like, okay, she's somebody that's gonna keep it real. I didn't see an issue with her and Kay not liking what was being done, right? Because I think Karen maybe was a little more credible in the way. Because who wants to sit here and hear about somebody questioning whether or not paternity, stuff like that? But you have to know that Mia brought all this onto the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can see if Karen was
she made it a storyline. That's why, I think I don't know if Ashley said it in this scene or later on. Like, she was like, she tried to basically say, like, you've had us on this journey from the beginning about what's happening. You've been, openly telling us. So why not tell us this? Tell us this. I have to agree with it. Like, it's not old to them, but it's just like on a show like this, if you're walking around acting like, I'm just such an open book and I'm being transparent, then go ahead and finish the story, as they said on Cody Rhodes on WWE. Finish the damn story.
Yeah, don't volunteer half the story to me. I just
don't give us half, or just don't talk about it at all. Now I don't think that Stacey chose a side. I think it just was not in her best interest to be over there just consoling Mia. Mia has Jacqueline. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anybody needs to be consoled or anything like that, but it's one of those things where you got to be careful, Like, there's nothing wrong with her talking to Mia, but at some point, let me go back and talk to Karen if y'all are truly friends. That's just kind of how I would have did it. And
but
then,
you know what, Cortez?
Uh-huh.
And when I first saw this scene, it didn't look like she was picking a side, but as we see later on in the episode, she's clearly picked a side.
Oh yeah.
Stacey has clearly picked a side. She is rushing down to the bottom for me again.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even think it was Karen's issue was that when she heard Mia making comments like, "How do we know that Raven's raised child?" and all those kind. That's what Karen was like. Stacey ain't gonna kind of say, "Hey, you shouldn't say that," because we.
Yeah, if you're gonna
that's not a thing for us. We know that Mia, you have dragged this whole Maury segment into Potomac, so that's why they're kind of questioning you now. Because every time she got into some mess or they got sick of her, she got to crying and bringing up Gordon and how he has these manic episodes. But meanwhile, this man went and got the child tested, and everybody's been confirmed that it's Jeremiah, it's his. And you still over here crying to us and not telling us what's really going on, but trying to make us think the G's crazy and doing you so wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't even tell Ink.
Right, I agree. So it's just like one of those things. It's like, if you're gonna be the person that's about what's right and not being a silent friend, because she says, I'm not gonna be the friend that just doesn't like, I get it. You don't want a yes man friend, but at the same time, what Karen was doing was not right, then I'm pretty sure you have to know that what the hell Mia did to Giselle wasn't right, and it's also not right for Mia to be trying to dig and stir on a legal situation, in general.
Yeah.
So just be, support them both in some kind of way, but clearly, like you said, it kind of proved that she had already kind of slick chosen a side, or just stay out of it, whatever, in my opinion. All right, so then after the event, nothing really happens. They go to lunch. It's Kiana, Karen, Giselle, and Ashley. And at this lunch, this is where they all feel like, that they should have, they feel like they should have been told, the details about necessarily Panama, the truth, and also about the paternity situation. They all feel like, she was so open. They already been feeling like all season that not just that Mia's kind of been lying. They feel like, she's been inconsistent. So honestly, the inconsistency is already proved that maybe she was lying about a few things. I don't really know. I don't really care. It ain't my child, but seems like that she just kind of been caught in yet another lie for another season, right? That's nothing new. Like Giselle said earlier, what she should have been said seasons ago, Mia be lying. You're a liar. Like Mia has been lying since she came onto the show at the very first scene when she even know her damn age. So let's just go back. She gonna always be a damn liar. But at the lunch, we also hear more about Kiana. So Kiana expressed or let the girls know at the previous event that her and her boo man, Greg, her 75-year-old boyfriend, is they had an argument. Now, the reason why I say this is because I just still can't believe that he's 43 years old. It just baffles me. Because I know a lot of 43s and they look great, and he does not look of the sort in terms of his age. But let's not be ageist, right? She basically, they have an issue. We know this, but he has an issue with being on TV. She wanted to join the show. He doesn't really want to be on the show. We've seen that already, right? And he says to her that he feels like he's done all that he can do to support her. Anything else that he don't want to do, he's not going to do. So she struggles with that. So the women give her advice on that and just basically tell her, like, if he is at that point to where he can't do anything else for you, then why are you with him? I mean, kind of giving her the answers that she need, but I don't know. I don't know their relationship, but I'm trying to understand, like, what will be keeping her there? I don't know. Maybe stability. I don't know what it is, but something is keeping her there. Also, to clump in another scene, Mia and Ink are having a conversation in the car. She picks him up from the airport in her little bodycon dress. And Gordon, basically, she makes a comment. He makes a comment about possibly texting him. She tells him to text him. And he's like, no, I'm not going to text him. But basically, Gordon did text Ink I guess that Ink didn't respond, but basically, Ink does not believe that Gordon took the test because that's what Gordon texted him about. And Ink's just kind of irritated that everything has to go through Gordon and everything has to be about Gordon. Like, well, girl, I mean, sir, like you are in this situation right now that is the father of the kids on test, not on test. Like they've been raised by this man. So what do you expect? The situation's not over, and that's just where it is. So any thoughts on either of these scenes, the lunch with Kiana and her man and Mia and Ink? Danny.
It was nice seeing Giselle be nice and being a girl's girl and give nice advice in that moment. But I also feel like Giselle was taking notes of what she could use later in case her and Kay ever fall out. Something to read her with. And I don't know that I would believe the DNA test either. I made a joke that said, man, Gordon probably swabbed his mouth with both of the swabs and turned them in just so he could say
I'm
that.
weak.
So he could say that's his kid. Because what else he got that's going to hold on to Mia? So that's all I really got. But yeah, I also hate that when we saw the previews, we saw Ink and Mia in the car with the police lights behind them and all that. And I thought they hadn't got pulled over.
Me too.
Because they says like, oh, Gordon is on the, you gotta get Gordon to check or something like that. And then here we go, bitch. They just driving through a construction zone.
I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I thought somebody going to jail, child. DC police don't play, so they're probably getting somebody else, child.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about Kiana and her boo?
I'll say that for the scene later on. I'll share my
okay.
about the scene later.
Well, I'm with you, Cortez. I'm like wondering. I don't think she has any type of insecurity, but what would make this man literally say like he's done all he can to support you? And y'all supposed to be together for the rest of your lives? Like, what does he mean he's done all that he can to support the situation? So I'm curious to see how that turns out, but I am wondering, like, is she second guessing and she feels like, well, we're too far in, we've got this house going, we built in the house, and I just moved in with him, so I can't leave him. But this would probably be the perfect time to get the hell on before you get any deeper into it.
Hello?
But I mean, Giselle gave us some good advice. As far as Mia and Ink, when he did make the comment, like, why does Gordon have to be a part of every decision? You literally bought to this man that his child may be yours. So, I mean, who else are you going to be having this type of conversation with if it's not going to be Gordon, aside from Mia? They're both, and then on top of that, you were sleeping with his wife. Like, you had a whole affair, I guess, for the seventh time at this point. So, and they're still legally married. So, yeah, you're going to have some type of conversations with Gordon, whether you want to or not. You kind of probably should have thought about that before you snuck into his marriage.
I'm waiting to see who else gonna say they're the daddy of Jeremiah. I
hope we're done with that. If they do it, they can take it down to VH1.
Jacqueline might say she's the daddy next.
Maybe.
Gordon gonna be saying, ain't gonna be saying he her new baby daddy.
I'm weak. All right, so then we have Stacy is having a fashion show for dogs that need to be rescued. Great idea. I think, I'm scared to see the finale though, because it looked like the dogs was just shitting everywhere. So I'm like, my God, today, how did we get here? But she's there with Ashley, and she basically tells Ashley about her decision to waive the right to have child support. And Ashley's like, oh no, baby, like I didn't been broke before. You don't want to be broke like me. But she's basically telling her, like, I get what you're saying, because I just don't. Do y'all believe that Stacy is just this naive? Like, she can't be this slow.
I think she's thinking that alimony will last her longer than child support will.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I asked the question. I think she feels like, yes, people get divorced, but we're getting divorced based off of something that's like not positive, because divorce is never positive. But maybe she feels like, her divorce is not ending in a way like most divorces, like in such a horrible way to where she's okay. But I just feel like if everyone's telling her these, like, at least protect yourself, protect Arabella. You can't possibly think. And I mean, he may be well off, but well off don't mean that someone's going to do something. Like, that don't mean nothing.
Well off don't mean stupid. Who's to say he won't get another woman and she's going to be like, oh, no.
And that's exactly what that lady said. She was like, what? And I didn't think about that. What if he gets somebody else? And the woman's like, you got to think about stuff like this. And people are giving her all. I wish people would give. I'm sure there are people out there that have gotten divorced that wish they could get advice like she's getting. Like,
let me tell you something. If I was Arianka, when I get older, I'm a cuss her out. What you mean you gave up on child support?
Like, if he has all this money, stop thinking. I think she's thinking like he hasn't done her in any kind of wrong way. So why, like, child support is not always a negative thing. It's literally to keep stability within.
Both.
If you ain't working,
give me both.
Yeah.
Kevin also has a good point though. Later on down the road, she can always come back and get child support, and he would have to do it because spousal support can't be revisited. Child support can.
Well, she ain't thinking
maybe she's playing the long game.
No, she ain't playing the long game.
She ain't playing no damn long game.
He said he good to me. He didn't cheat on me, and blah blah blah. We ended the divorce because we okay, and he gonna take care of Arabella forever. She is not thinking about nothing else.
I am not gonna have to be doing out here drag king shows for tips. Ashley.
Right? So, she said, "I'm not you, Ashley. My man. He used to love me."
When he see this show and she been running around the town with TJ, he gonna be fighting on that alimony at that point. So child support probably would be her safest bet.
Yeah. Because that's gonna end. Because TJ gonna want to marry her. She gonna be dumb and give up that money.
He gonna see she be running around with this black man and gonna say, "Oh hell no, you ain't getting no money from me."
Latasha, I forgot. Ashley did point out that Stacey was unemployed. I'm like, well, girl, what are you? A TikTok star? TikTok was almost out of here last week.
Ashley gonna go back. I mean, ain't. So I really hate when they say they unemployed. First of all, I'm on the show. I got to check. That was my job while I was filming. That's number one. Number two, Stacey, I'm sure can always go back to QVC.
Maybe she could. And this is where Kiana and Greg. Now this was kind of uncomfortable to watch. I ain't gonna lie. It was just kind of like very unfortunate because to be on camera with somebody that does not want to be on, like that literally does not want to be on camera. So you see them in the car. She looks all good, and he looks all
regular.
He looked like a Greg. No shade to anybody named Greg, but he looks like a Greg. Because there are some good Gregs out there now. I've had a few myself. And
Greg Leaks.
She wants to. Yeah, Greg Leaks is one of my favorite Gregs now. But she wants to talk. They're in the car. They're headed out to get something to eat or whatever, dinner or like a little date night or whatever. But he does not want to talk. And she literally says on camera, like, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me on camera." He's like, I'm like, okay, so why even do it? Like, why even be a part of anything if you just don't? You're on camera. We're gonna get the conversation. Like, it is what it is. So she wants to talk about like the issues that they had, the argument. I guess this argument that they had was like one of the worst. And not to mention when they sit at the table, this man already don't want to be on camera. Y'all zoom in on his feet.
That's production saying. Production saying you don't want to be here. We finna get.
And mind you, Cortez, I had looked down. I had looked down real quick and look up. I wasn't paying attention. I happened to look up when the feet was there. I said, "Mia."
I had to rewind it back to make sure.
I thought it was Mia.
Feet. I'm like, whose feet? Is this the way who feet are these?
I
they
said
put
Mia
that
has
damn man feet on there.
We always see Mia feet, so I thought Mia was meeting K.
Lord, he had the nerve to have a thong sound along. Nonetheless, he basically says to her, "I think you need to calm the hell down. Like, I think sometimes you should just go with the flow." She says to him that she feels like, she shrinks. She's not her true self. We've talked about this on the show. She's not able to be her true blossoming self. I think it's show related, but I think this also transpires into their relationship in general. I think the show is one thing and it probably made it worse, but I think these ways he's always been this way with her, but there's something we don't know that is keeping her there, right? Kiana gets emotional, like someone said in the chat. Every time she brings up this man, she is always crying. Like, she's always emotional. And I think it's just one of those things to where, you want something to work so bad and it's not. And I hope that she's watching this back, knowing that this may not, if they haven't resolved whatever they had the show, which they were on the show, right? They were on Watching Heaven Live.
Yeah.
So they could be okay. I'm not sure.
He said soon. The ring was coming soon, he said.
I don't think that they have to be doing okay, because if he didn't want to get filmed on the damn show, you know she had to pull an arm and a leg to get him to be on watching it live. Like, I'm just saying. So nonetheless, to finish this out, you know, she tells him that she feels like he is dismissive, and he says a million times, "I never dismiss you. I'm not dismissive. I'm never. That's not me. I've never dismissed you." Like 1,000 times. So I'll stop there. Sammy, thoughts on Stacey and Ashley, her advice to Stacey, and also anything with Kiana and Greg.
I mean, I wouldn't say ever tell anybody to take advice from Ashley, but at this point, I mean, given this circumstance, Stacey got to listen to some damn body. So take the advice from Ashley. I was annoyed with Greg. I would much rather him be like Juan. Just don't show up at all here. If you're going to come here and really just be nasty towards me and not even engage in the conversation I'm trying to have, you could have just kept your ass at home, and I could have went and filmed with one of the girls and talked to crowd about you again. But she's telling the man, you dismissive to me, and he's like, I don't do that. Or you literally like dismissing her feelings in this very moment while she's telling you that you're dismissive of her. I think he really wants like the traditional stay at home, don't do nothing girl, and just have the kids and cook the food. And clearly Kiana's not that. So I don't know that she really, like you said, they're probably in a good place now because he was in New York with her for Watch What Happens Live. But I don't know. I just don't see being able to do the show long term. Hell, even if I don't see her coming back next season, she's gonna still be with him. Especially he gonna hold that ring captive. Like, you can't get this ring until you're done with this show.
And you know, for me, I just kept thinking to myself, and I think I said this to you, Sammy. I said maybe he hates the show so much for her because his real first experience was of her getting her head bust open to the white meat, by Sesame Street. Maybe that's why he don't like the show, and he don't understand because she could still want to be there. But either way, his response when she said that he dismisses her showed that he don't ever want to listen. Because why not say, I don't think I do that, but I'm sorry if I have. Can you point it? Can you show me an example? Or next time, you know, if you see me doing it, point it out to me so that I can know. Like, it didn't give. It gave very much, how dare you chastise me? I don't do that to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, who the hell are you? Like, I'm here as a favor to you. All this stuff. Like, it was sad.
I would hope that it's because of that altercation, because I don't see them having, like, I'm sure they had a conversation before she even came on as a friend last season. So for him to just all of a sudden just not care for it.
Well, I think now he has to be on camera. You know, last season she was just there a little bit, but now she's actually a full-time housewife.
Well, he didn't have to.
Huh?
He don't have to.
What's she gonna have going on?
Because she ain't got nothing going on. But I wonder that's because he don't really want her to be doing that.
Because he don't want her to. She could have made something up like everybody else do.
We don't want that no more.
Well, listen, she's answering her own questions. That's why she's so emotional, because she know that this may not be working, you know, and whether it's working right now or not, it's just like Giselle said, and oh my God, I hate agreeing with Giselle.
Don't we all?
But you know, it's not going to change. This is not. If you get this now, it's going to be worse. If he told you, like Sammy said, this is all he can provide to you, like that statement within itself, if those were his words verbatim, that's like horrible to hear, because baby, this is supposed to be a long-term commitment.
Yeah.
So,
and they just getting started. What you mean you maxed out already? We only 2 years in.
She thinks that it's related to them living together. I think living together is really helping y'all learn each other. And I think the goal should not be let's just move back to our separate places. I think it should be let's just go our separate ways. That's what I think. But who am I? I'm not Iyanla.
Because she making her way to be the next Robin on the show, married to Juan. He turning out to be the next one.
You know, there seems to be a trend these days. All these new on the show, they men don't want to be on the show. You know, Brahman, Todd. I feel like Todd didn't want to be on camera at first, but he seems to be
Lenny.
Lenny, like these. I mean, I think at one point it would be like a no-go for Bravo, but I think the show is so far removed from actually having women be married now.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
It's like it don't really matter if they married. You know, as long as they can keep some drama up. And that just may be Kiana's thing, but she just better know that exposing her on camera,
But even this season, even with her thing happening with him, she still only seemed like a friend of the show.
I agree.
I do think that if she does continue to try to do this show, if they end up getting married, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
So
he don't
have
she
kids.
is a young, fun, like person. She wants to
real
have
pretty.
fun. She want to hang. Like she gives me like her energy is so like me, you know, like that kind of girl. Like I can't be with no Greg. You gotta know that I'm a baddie. So I like to be have fun. We can do this. Like he is 43, and not only does he look it, but he acts like he's 85. Like, and I mean, Ray and G have so much more youth to them than he does, in my opinion. Like on how fun Ray is actually. I've actually grown to always like Ray. Ray is actually a fun person to just see. You know, I feel like he's really cool.
I would have loved to see Ray and Greg Leaks hang out.
Right, like he gives me like since we ain't got Greg no more, may he rest in peace. We got Ray. Like Ray seemed like a great person, like a great husband, great man. You know.
I'm giving my great man card to Eddie.
Huh?
I said I'm giving my great man card to Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
Well, Eddie too. Now of course, but you got to fight Antonio for that because you know Antonio.
I don't want the man. He can.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't because you know if he.
Well, I can fight.
He come.
I don't think Antonio will want you giving him no card though.
I give it to him, Sammy.
I'm just talking. Yes, I do like Eddie. I do like as a couple. I do like Eddie and Wendy.
I like Happy Eddie.
Happy Eddie. Yes.
I can make that.
So then they go to. We see Vivian. We ain't seen Vivian all season. We know Vivian was also in the running to have a flute or whatever, and you know they are meeting there because she's going to provide the dresses for the fashion show. So the women are going to walk dogs down the runway in these gowns by Vivian, I guess, right? And we find out that Stacey sent the invites everybody the video of herself and Arabella. Karen turned down the invite immediately because of what happened at the drag king show. And so she's kind of like a little confused as to why, but I mean, in the message she did say, you know, based off what she observed at the event, I would not be attending. That's her choice or whatever. At the dress shop, all the women start to show up, and we find out that the fashion show only has 10 people walking in it. And she tells everyone what Karen said. So, like I said, she's a little confused, a little baffled as to why Karen would not show up. So Wendy poses the question, you know, do you feel like you supported Karen? And she says, you know, yes, she has supported her. They flash back to when Mia was reading the articles about Karen's charges, like for Wendy's birthday, I guess trying to say that, you know, she has supported Karen, which she did in that moment, sort of, kind of. I think in that moment, she kind of supported her because even in that moment, like I appreciated more that she took it straight to Karen. I don't feel like completely she supported her because a real support would be like, I don't know that.
Me.
Yeah, like that's depending on how you want to take it, right? Nonetheless, Giselle, you know, says Giselle's issue is less about whether or not she supported Karen, but the fact that she didn't tell Karen that she was going to be at using her friend's dress shop to have this dress for her event. I mean, so, you know, to get dresses for her event. Apparently, she felt like they all met Vivian through Karen, but Stacey says that she's known Vivian longer than she's known Karen. So I don't know, it was confusing there. This was actually Giselle kind of going back to her old way because I was quite confused on what Giselle was trying to do. Even though I was kind of irritated with Stacey, I still was confused on what the hell Giselle was trying to do. So anyway, Giselle also was just like, you know, you didn't ask us if we wanted to be in the show. I'm like, I thought she kind of did by the invite. Giselle, I was kind of confused on what the hell Giselle was trying to say or do. It did not make sense to me. She also says she didn't think that Stacey gave to charity or supported charities because she didn't donate to her charity. And, you know, Stacey's like, well, girl, you kicked us out. And I'm like, Giselle, please, like you did. I wouldn't donate to your shit either. I mean, you did kick them out for being 4 minutes late. Like, no, it was crazy. And you kicked them out because you was more so mad at because they went to Karen's event. Let's be clear. Giselle says she's not going to be in the show because she may or may not have been bit by a dog when she was younger. And that's what happens right there. Danny. Exactly, Amanda. Giselle showed us Giselle. That was the real Giselle that we've had for the last 9 seasons. in that scene. Like I was like,
all I know is that when this episode air next week, all I'm gonna hear in my ear is Dwight saying, "A fashion show with no fashion, how dreadful." Like that's all I'm gonna hear next week. But I just, you know, I didn't understand the whole like Sharice Jr. thing um, with Vivian, like trying to lay claim as to who knew her. Like, baby, ain't nothing to claim. Like, stop that. That's number one. It's not a prize.
yeah,
You know, you claim CJ all you want to, but I just wasn't. I don't know. I think for me this was very. Giselle was the only good part about this whole ending of the episode to me. Like you said, she was messy. I hate that I enjoyed it yesterday. I've been enjoying her these past few episodes, and it makes me sick to my stomach to have to say that. But that's all I got. It was just nothing. Eh.
It seemed like Giselle was just like she had an issue with Stacey for whatever reason, but she came in there just picking about like absolutely crazy stuff, like the whole "why didn't you tell her you were using Vivian?" If this girl's been knowing Vivian longer than she's known Karen, it's like okay. But the only thing I was with Giselle on was she said that Stacey didn't confirm if they wanted to like be a part of the show before sending the text out, because in the text she said we're gonna do this and don't even worry about what you're wearing, just meet us at Vivian's. It's like, what you mean? What am I wearing? I didn't even agree to do this. What makes you think I want to walk down the runway and with a damn dog at that? So I was with Giselle on that, but everything else she kind of was just talking on the side of her neck, just sounding crazy because the whole you should have told Karen and the what else did she mention? The drag stuff. Like it was Giselle being Giselle.
yeah. She was just trying to be. She was trying to be supportive of Karen. That's all.
But she just sounded stupid trying to do it.
She was trying to be supportive of Karen, as she probably also got wind of how Karen felt about Stacey supporting Mia, and so since Stacey was supporting Mia, Giselle was like, okay, now I'm finna haze you a little bit.
Giselle was just scared that she was gonna look tacky on the runway and the dog wasn't. That's what she scared.
Well, child, Vivian dressed the dog
would have been walking Giselle. My bad. That was the thing over here.
Low budget.
No, it was someone on the side. It was an audio coming on from my phone. My bad. But yeah, like I think she was just probably like. I get what you said, Sammy. It just didn't make sense to me in terms of like. Stacey sent the invite. You were not obligated to be in the show. It's just the invite, you know. Maybe she thought they always gonna be in the show. Like I said, Giselle was being Giselle. Oh, typical Giselle for once this season. She had to remind us that she still is tacky. That's okay.
Well, we saw it in her outfit, so we didn't need the.
You're right. She did have that little denim skirt thing on, and it was awful. I wish Jasmine was here because Jasmine really would say she was tacky. Child is what it is. Any other thoughts on this scene right here? If I move on,
we got more. That wasn't there.
It's right at the end. Right at the end.
Oh, I was like, shit.
Yeah. So we find out that Wendy is going to have an interview at the White House, which I think we saw pictures for that. We know she goes with Karen. But after we find it out, we see a scene with Stacey and Mia. How convenient, right? Hold on. I did like this Amanda, by the way, too. We find out that so they're sitting together at lunch, and Mia is just talking more about how the things went with Gordon. She was upset that Gordon decided to talk to anyone else about this information, I guess either before her or without letting her know. And she keeps making these comments about how could her friend do something like that, as in like Karen. But if I don't know what's so confusing, but Karen and Mia have not been friends for a very long time. I mean, literally, they have not been. They've been at each other's throat. Well, I think it kind of been one-sided, and then the other will retaliate for at least 2.5 seasons now. I think it started the season before last. If I can't remember. So she just doesn't. Stacey makes a comment and just like, oh, that's so crazy, Mia. Why can't she support you? Anyway, so Stacey goes on this whole tangent of talking about how Karen warned her about Mia and to stay away and said that she's not Potomac. So Mia makes a comment. Mia was just like, is it Potomac to have a DUI? Is it Potomac to do this? And to possibly not have, because she did make a comment earlier about Raven possibly not being raised. And I'm like, that's interesting.
But there was nothing wrong with that.
Huh?
With that, Stacey, see nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. I guess she felt like she's retaliating, but I mean, technically, Karen was retaliating as well. And then, but so then she basically says not only that, she also said not to be friends with Wendy. She says that Wendy is self-absorbed and don't trust her, and she's only out for herself. Mia takes this moment to actually stand up for Wendy and say that Wendy is a girl's girl, and whatever Karen said about her is not true. How convenient now that she says that, because the old Mia, the one that threw a drink on her, threw water on her, would have
said you right.
Would have said you right, but she didn't. Then we go back to Wendy, who is talking about who she's going to invite to the White House, and she talks about how she just can't wait to invite Karen. It's a full circle moment for her from when she got invited to the Surrey County Key ceremony. And that she wants Karen by her side. I guess this is a production way of saying, oh, this is messy. Like she's supposed to be talking mess about her, but basically to show how Wendy is a girl's girl by inviting her, but meanwhile they're saying that Karen is talking mess about Wendy. And that's how the episode ends. What do you think, Sammy?
I was annoyed for Stacey. It took that little issue. You haven't even spoke with Karen yet. You just sitting across with me of all people, and you like giving out this information. It shows like when Giselle was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said Stacey's not as like clueless as she's been coming off. She knew what she was doing. She knew the game she was playing. What I am curious about is when did Karen give her this information? Because they showed
she said before she met the girls, or basically it was some time ago.
Right, because when they showed them that initial scene where they were with in Vivian's little boutique, and she was talking about when they were on that committee together, and she was like Wendy was poaching like board members or something. So I wonder, was it like when Wendy first came on the show? That Karen
I wanted to. Yeah.
We know that Karen wasn't fond of Wendy then. So if it was way back then and now Stacey's bringing it up to kind of make some type of issue, that's a little late. It's late for her to even be telling me telling anybody. But the way that she's doing it, if it was years ago, then why are we mentioning this now? And if I was me, I would also be like, I hear you telling me this, but I can't remember if Stacey was like standoffish towards Mia initially, but now you want to sit down and tell me all this. But did you come into the group like with preconceived notions and being treated me any kind of way because of what Karen told you? I don't know. They just look like Dumb and Dumber sitting there. I don't know what Stacey thought she was going to accomplish by giving that information to Mia, knowing that her and Karen already have an issue. I guess she just wanted somebody to kind of like pull on her side or be on her side with this Karen thing, so she knows that Mia and Karen are already not on the best terms. But she just looked dumb. Like, I don't know what she expects to come from this. Yeah. Like, did she not ever expect to like speak with Karen and make up with Karen, or was it just like?
I feel like she didn't care.
We done, yeah.
She instantly went to Mia about this. Is like what? Like, go ahead, Danny. I'll come back to me.
I'm not supposed to say. The only thing I got to say about that is I will never trust a bitch who tell me somebody said something just because I'm mad at them. They mad at them now. Like that whole, now she's saying this about what Karen said about Wendy just because she got an issue with Karen. Now I hate that type of stuff, and I don't never trust it. That's all I got for this.
So if you remember, I feel like Mia initially. Did she say that Stacey was boring or something like that, or ordinary or something? She was the one that made that comment about her initially. It wasn't that she wasn't too fond of her, but like it's not like she was saying she was boring. I agree with you, Sammy. I think it's quite convenient that you just decide. I mean, yeah, okay, she's not coming to your event, but if you feel some kind of way, at least Karen told you in message how she felt, why she feels the way she feels. So you may not agree with it, but you understand that this person is not feeling me right now. So if this is my friend, let me try to resolve. And I'm not saying she had to run to Karen, blah blah, but at least now if Karen didn't respond to the message and didn't show up to the event, then that's one thing. But I feel like Karen had the respect to at least respond back to you and be like, I'm not going to be here for this reason. I'm moving. You would think that she would go and try to talk to her, and then like Stacey tried to talk to Karen, like let's try to figure this out, but she didn't. She went to Mia. Mind you, like I said, Stacey is not that damn dumb. She's not that oblivious. Yeah. I think she's very smart. But the role that she is starting to play now, it's like she's clearly not that damn smart because you have to know that it makes you look very like you're moving really weird. And I hope that at the reunion, I mean, unfortunately, we know that Karen's not going to be there. But yeah, I just hope that they get her in the way to where, and I hope she can, if they call her out and she stand up for herself, that's great. But I think when housewives do stuff like that, I hope they be prepared for like what's to come and not act surprised and not act all like face it because you did it.
And now we can't trust you.
Now we can't trust you.
Can't trust her. You can't trust
her. She's being a housewife. I don't agree with what she's doing, but at the same time, Wendy has such an attitude with Stacey over Karen. I mean, I get it, but why not bring this information up sooner? Don't bring it up because you're mad. I mean,
I hate those motives.
If it was something that you really wanted to get out, you wouldn't be bringing it up with the enemy, and you wouldn't be bringing it up because this person, like the person that they gave it to me, I'm upset with. It would be more.
I would be more surprised why if this was like recently told to her, why would she be not trying to like have a conversation with Karen? You said all these things.
About you that girl's girl.
Yeah, so
about what's honest and what's right. So why didn't you bring that up, Karen? Why'd you say this? And Wendy was writing so hard for you.
And you seem cool with Wendy, so I don't know. Stacey, like she took her opportunity. She knew what she was doing. Unfortunately, to me, it was just a big miss.
Stacey want to be accepted by this comment here. I just like Stacey want to be accepted by the people that don't like her. She is obsessed with people that don't like her liking her.
Child, Stacey's on the wrong road, on the wrong team. We like Stacey a whole lot better when she was just kind of like learning, but now when she didn't chose a side real fast. I mean, it just kind of further proves that yes, she maybe indeed did choose a side after that argument at the drag show. Because personally, that and then the follow up between that and the message of Karen saying she wasn't coming clearly has affected some kind of way. It also didn't help for Giselle to be doing all this because we hadn't really heard from Karen, so we also didn't get a chance to hear from Karen because Stacey has decided to go ahead and talk to the enemy about it. So yeah, it is what it is. Exactly, Mad Day. That's exactly what it is. Mad Day. Like when you do Mad Day things, you are not to be trusted. Like no, and it's kind of hard to go back and stuff like that. So honestly, if we even see Karen again, because Karen, we don't know.
But if she gets sentenced in 2 days, don't she?
Huh?
She gets sentenced in 2 days.
I don't know. I ain't been following the case.
Yeah, the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, to 29th? Damn. Okay. Well, shit, we gonna see. But any final thoughts on the episode? I thought both of the episodes were just okay. What I hate about this season is that they have let Mia completely ruin this damn show. They let this whole season be about her little threesome, whatever, of a relationship and Karen. And honestly, they didn't even try to have anything else happen to where it would be a good episode. Like,
Karen's sentencing is not in 2 days. She fired her lawyer and asked for the sentencing to be delayed so she can finish rehab. Her new sentencing is February 26th.
Okay, listen, she taking rehab serious, honey. Good. I mean, she wants y'all to believe that this is never gonna happen again.
I know she can't wait to have a cocktail, just sit up in that rehab room.
I would tell her, look, don't send me to jail. Take my license. I will Uber everywhere, damn it. Just take my
Yeah, I think so too. I think she'll be back after rehab. I think so. Or whatever facility. Is she? Do y'all think she at Sing Sing? I'm weak. But like I said, overall, okay episode. The finale's next week. I'm actually excited to see the finale because I want to see how the hell they let all these damn dogs just take a shit everywhere.
I'm happy to see it because it's gonna be over.
That too. This season was not it. I'm sorry. It just been like
they need to take a 2-year break too.
It started out fresh, and I remember saying like, okay, this is like it seems fun, but then it never went anywhere. We've been talking about the same things since the first episode. Karen sentencing, her DUI, whatever.
Mia lying.
And Mia and her 3-way. That's it. Nothing else came from this season. That to me is evident that it has not been a good season. And I hope they really
online tonight that on What Happened Live that it's a possibility it could be somebody else.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I thought she said something that we'll see next season, season 10. What did she say? There's somebody else in the picture or something like that? I forgot. I gotta watch again. But
I don't know.
She said we'll see season 10. That's season 10.
I don't want to see me in no more season.
You know, I'm not watching Housewives of New York, but I heard these last 2 episodes were actually good.
I'm gonna just have to hear about it because I ain't watch.
They were interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say good.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, we got some callers in the queue. Make sure y'all hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel so you can know what's going on. We will be here next week to recap for the finale. Again, Beverly Hills on Wednesdays and Salt Lake City on Thursdays. Please check out those shows. Salt Lake City it's really good. Like, it's so much to talk about. I cannot wait. Beverly Hills, we'll see. You know, it's all right. It's cool. All right. If you like the read, if you don't like the read, yeah, it is what it is. All right. Our first caller for today is going to be Latasha. Hey, Latasha, how are you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
So just a couple thoughts I had about this show.
Oh.
Number one, I was the way I got so happy when they said it was the season finale next week.
Yes.
Because
I said,
woo! I can't with this show no more.
Yeah.
This was such a fail. It was such a fail. And I find it to be a little ironic. Like, last season they started with the chicken shit, and then this season they're ending with dog shit. It's just to tell us all that this show is truly full of shit.
Yeah,
Everybody on this show is full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I need everybody to come back next year with some sense, because I cannot go through another season actually agreeing with Giselle and not minding seeing her. I didn't like that at all. Didn't like it at all. The last thing I felt that made me like, wow, production actually did something decent, when they kind of put together those scenes of Wendy and Eddie versus Mia and Stacy. I was like, ew. So that was interesting to see, but where it's gonna go, who knows? Because you got one episode left. So what can happen from it? Nothing. Because then Karen's not at the reunion. You can't talk about it there. I hope this reunion is like 26 and a half minutes, because I cannot see what they are going to do for an entire hour. And I feel like they're going to make us do it for 2 hours at least. And I don't know what they're going to talk about, because I cannot listen to 2 more hours talk about Mia. It's going to be all about freaking her and this ridiculous story they have going with this. Stacy, I want to like her. I do. And I did. But I feel like she doing this with anybody else, I probably would have been okay with it and it would have been fine. But she did it with Mia in that moment. And it's like, after everything you've sat through, Mia calling them girls whores, and then talking about what's Karen's Raven maybe not being raised. But somehow you drew a line to say that everybody else was going too far, because this isn't the first time that she's done this with Mia. She did it after they confronted her about the whore thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're being Mia, she's just going through some stuff. Yeah, right. Well, you don't act like that when you're going through stuff. And again, to just call it on one side, it's just like, And I feel like Giselle kind of threw her a bone in that last part, because I think she knows that in order for your event to be on, there's got to be something else happening too, because otherwise they may not show it, because the dog shit would not be enough for them to put it on TV. I hope, but with this show, maybe not, because they would find it a highlight. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do with the show next year. I don't, because this year was such a fail. And if they put all this energy into Mia again, like no.
Can't do it.
I need Candace to come back. That's it. I just need her to come back. Because I feel like this season just would have been better. The confessionals alone would have been better. I mean, Karen had some good confessionals this year, but
personally, I don't even think that Candace, Robin, Charisse, Monique could have saved this season, just because they did not. They let these two things be the storyline of the whole season.
Yeah, that
Mia
is
and
true.
her three-way, and Karen's DUI. Like things that we already knew from last year. I mean, technically the DUI thing happened, but nothing new. We didn't find out anything new from this season. And if we
No.
did find it out, it was a lie. It wasn't
A
true.
lie
Yeah,
from the
So,
bottomless pits of hell.
it was all a lie. Ugh, all a lie.
you got
But
any?
yes, I think that's all I got for this show. We will see what they do next week and what this reunion's going to look like. Oh, wait, can I say one more thing? I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
had to say one more thing. I feel like giving Greg a little bit of grace with his feelings about this show because he was there after with the whole after their fight last time, and I think with him, maybe he watched the show and he saw the way that the men can get dragged into the ladies' mess, and he don't want no parts in that. And now with this year, the children. Now he's got kids, so I feel like he might just be like, this isn't for him because he wants to kind of keep himself and his family separate from it all. And
Mhm.
with this show, they find ways to drag the men and the children in, especially this year. And well, last year with Chris and Eddie, what they tried. So I think he sees that and maybe he's kind of like, eh, but it still doesn't give him an excuse to treat her like that because of that. But I can see why he may not want nothing to do with this show, and her being with him, he knows it's inevitable that he will get dragged into her mess or their mess somehow because that's the pattern of this show. So I get it on that point, but she needs to realize that she doesn't fit in that box he's trying to put her in.
But I would
And
rather him say that. I would rather him be like, you know what, Kiana,
yeah,
I can support you, but I don't like what happened last year. I don't,
yeah,
something like that. Give us not just say I don't want to be on camera. And honestly, don't not
mm,
want to be on camera is one thing. This relationship is bigger than being on camera. I think it's much bigger.
yeah,
I think being on camera is revealing just how he is and what he wants, and maybe
hmm,
where they may differ. Honestly, they may not just be compatible
yeah,
in that sense. I think the
yeah.
show
And
is
her
building
crying, yeah, she cries every time she talks about him. So I
every
feel like that in and of itself means you don't need to be there because
yeah.
she doesn't feel like she fits in his world. And I don't think
Mhm.
she does. She's way bigger than that.
I agree.
And she's trying to shrink herself to fit into what he wants. And that's not good for her,
Yep.
and it's not going to be good for her time on the show. And I think also if what's been rumored is true about her and Mia at the reunion, it's going to be 2 years in a row. So that's not good for him either to
No, she
see.
popped.
Yeah, but that's going to be another reason that he
I didn't
tries
see
to
the
give
rumors,
for
but we're gonna
why.
see though. We're gonna see.
Huh?
Now I didn't see the rumors, but I guess we're gonna see what it says. But I got one more call in the queue. Okay, I gotta get them on. Okay.
All right. Have a
All right.
good night, guys.
Thank you,
Bye
Latasha.
bye.
All right. That was Latasha. Thank you, Latasha, for calling in. All right, I'm gonna get her on. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hey, darling. How y'all doing? Hey, Sammy. Hey,
Hey,
Danny. How my
Lisa.
two boos
Oh,
doing?
We're doing
Yes,
good.
yes, yes, yes. Um, yes, on this beautiful Holocaust Remembrance Day.
oh,
Yes, we got to remember that, y'all. Yes. Mankind now, darling. But
amen.
anyhow, we get to the bitches, my fault, to the witches of Potomac. Okay. Child, Tracy, I'm going to tell Stacey, baby, you better listen to Ashley, okay? Cartels and the lean guys don't want to see you on the side of the corner with Abella and her teddy bears if y'all get evicted, okay? Baby, you better set the money up, okay? Do what the lawyers tell you to do, okay? Get the alimony, get the child support, because ain't no telling what gonna happen when he find out if you mess around with TJ. And that's the bottom line. So you got to make sure that you get everything you need to get out this divorce. I'm sorry. We don't need you sitting on the side of the curb now.
Hmm.
Ashley said that's why she be doing the stuff with Michael. She can't cook because she don't want her baby sitting on the side of the curb with their teddy bears. Okay, we don't want you doing like that. Okay, you too pretty to be doing like that for you and Bella. Okay, so baby, listen to your lawyers and do get the alimony and the child support. What they tell you to do. Okay, listen to them. Listen to Ashley now. She knows she's talking about. Listen to Giselle. Giselle been through divorce. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you need to listen to them when they tell you stuff. Cause ain't no telling. But let me get on with this one. I'm tired of Mia and her foursomes. Okay, and we got G, we got Ink, and we got Jacqueline. Okay, child, I am so tired of this story, baby. I told you that's one thing I like about G. G gonna tell the truth. He gonna tell the truth every time. Every time they get into it, he be on camera. He be telling the truth. He gonna tell the truth from. He make Lil like she a liar. So you be telling some lies. So I ain't finna go with you with all these lies you be telling. I can't fin. I'm not finna go for it. So you know what I'm saying. And sometimes Jacqueline will sneak up in there. Jack can tell some a little bit of truth too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just it's just too much. It's gone too much for me. I'm tired of hearing. I'm like the other girl. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Gum, you put this stuff out here. You and G and Ink, y'all put this stuff out here about this baby not being whoever the baby dad is. One year, I think Sam the one who said it. It is another baby because daddy coming up somewhere. It this the baby. We got baby dad number one, baby dad number two. Is the baby dad number three gonna come up? Because we don't know what Mill was doing out there doing in the middle of the streets. You know what I'm saying?
I told you,
We don't know
Jacqueline.
what she was doing. We don't know she was doing that. And I'm just tired of the whole situation. And Stacy, girl, why would you? Let's go back to Kay. Kay, it's only two things you can do, baby. If you love a man, get off TV and make it work. If you want to be on TV, he give you ultimatum. If you don't stay, you gonna go. Cause he have no business talking to you like that. But don't let you dim your light. Cause I think your personality too big for him, personally. I mean, I think you are a beautiful girl. You got your own business going, and to me, it seems like it's not working. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I love me some K. I do. I love me some K, but I don't. Mm-mm, not for her. Not for that Greg dude. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's something funny right there. Now I was kind of figure. I've been trying to figure it out all season long. But baby, if it's not working, just not working. Okay, and we just gonna leave it alone and just move on. Get your tea, get your ice cream, get your ice cream and cookies, get your Kleenex, and get your long quiet and just move on. That's the only thing you can do. Now, Stacey, why would you go tell me anything about Karen? Okay, I don't know. I just don't know. Number one, Mia started with Karen first. You the one told Karen on TV that she was having sex with all these men. Now I'm tired of the blue eyed man and this man. I'm tell you, if y'all ain't got no proof Kevin had no sex with all these men, I don't want to hear about it. Bring me some proof on the show that she having sex with all these men. But we do know, Mill, you open up your legs. We do know you open your legs to marry men. Because Gordon was married when you open your legs up to him.
Mm.
And you was married when you open your legs up to Ink and Jacqueline.
Not Jacqueline.
Yeah, y'all know that too. It came out on the show. I didn't say it, it was on the show.
I told you,
So
Jacqueline. Baby.
I mean, it's just like too much. You telling the wrong person. You telling the wrong person. And you always did. I'm like Sammy said. I'm like Danny said. I can't stand on people who gets mad and then say you want to tell all my business. What I said. But what did you say?
Hmm.
Because Mill is the same person call you a boy. Mill said you can't move, you can't do that, you can't do this. But you wanna go back and tell Mill every darn thing about what Kevin said. Child. I'm glad this season over with. I'm glad next week is the last season, baby. And they need to go. They need to hurry up and do the reunion because we ain't really you really can't talk about Karen's situation because Karen ain't gonna be there. She in rehab.
Ain't nothing to
She
talk
in
about.
rehab. So
No, it's already out
so
there.
ain't nothing really talk. Ain't nothing to talk about but Mia and her foursome.
No, of course.
That's
Okay.
it.
You
But
got
now
anything
I
else for
love
us?
you, huh?
You got anything else for
What
us?
you say, baby? Now that's mostly it was like it was boring. It's just so much the same stuff yesterday. Same stuff. I'm tired. I am so tired of it now. I'm tired about hearing Amelia in her threesome. I mean her foursome.
Okay.
I'm free. It's four people in a relationship. I never seen that shit. What the
You
hell? You got two men and a woman. I can't
Okay,
get
listen.
down, man. What the
We gotta
hell?
get ready to lead out. Okay, we know about her foursome. Thank you for calling in. Okay.
Lisa said Mia
I
taking
love
all
y'all.
the men she want
I
for
see
it.
y'all Wednesday. Bye.
Okay. See you then. Have a good night, Lisa. All right, y'all. That was all we have for tonight.
Baby.
I agree that not a really eventful episode. No shade. We wouldn't even be here as long if we didn't have to talk about a little bit of
Said it was
twist.
boring and kept going, baby.
It was. All right, y'all. Like this video. I know y'all have seen Amanda and Artwell in the chat. Some of y'all just to like and subscribe. Please like, please subscribe. Keep us in the algorithm. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you to Lisa and Latasha for calling in. We always appreciate it. And we will see y'all next week for Potomac, or
Not me.
I'm sorry, a Wednesday for Beverly Hills, or Thursday for Salt Lake City. Okay. Y'all have a good night and
Bye bye.